I am feeling so many emotions from that season finale right now. Guys, I can't even begin. Like, give me 1 second, give me 1 second. All right, so I was actually going to do a full-on reaction this time. I was like, yes, I'm hyped. I'm gonna do a full reaction. And unfortunately, my camera battery said, nope, guess what? You're gonna do a review this time. It was dying the moment I turned the camera on, but let's talk about Lovecraft Country, episode 10, the season 1 finale or possible series finale. You know, I don't know, but I will forewarn you, I am definitely diving into spoilers, and this is your first and only warning. This is definitely going to contain spoilers. Lovecraft Country. What a series and what a season. You know, we begin the episode with Tick and Letty traveling through dimensions or space or time while passed out to find Tick's ancestors. Now we see the great grandmother. I don't know how many greats, but from the last episode, we also see Hannah and we also see Tick's mom, and they all come into the equation and help him out with the spell against Christina. So they boil up a plan in this episode to try to foil Christina's plan with the autumnal equinox. And unfortunately, it does not work out. Now, I am going to warn y'all one more time, spoilers ahead. We lost Ruby. We didn't lose Letty, but we had quite a scare there. Now, there was a moment in the episode where, you know, we saw Christina become Ruby, and of course she knocks Letty out of the window in a tussle as Ruby. She kills Ruby, and oh my god, I thought Letty was dead. Once Letty hit the ground and fell out of the window of that castle that they were fighting in, I thought it was over. I was like, oh my god, y'all went there, y'all killed my girl Journey. I could not believe it. I seriously was about to scream and turn the program off. But luckily, she did an invulnerability spell on her that she had removed earlier in the episode, and Journey came back to life. Unfortunately, we lose our main character, our boy, Atticus. We lost Atticus, y'all. Like, when I saw Montrose at the end of the episode shaking Tick's lifeless body, I am not playing. I was having a ball. Like, I was so upset. Tears were draining down my eyes. I wish y'all could have seen it. Unfortunately, I couldn't do the reaction. But that was absolutely, oh my God, so many emotions. It was just so upsetting. I did not want Tick to go down. I thought there has to be some way that they could combat Christina, but oh my God. Tick died, y'all. Tick's gone. Like, I admit, I did not see that coming. Like, applause to Misha Green for actually defying our expectations, because I didn't see that coming. I thought for sure Tick was going to make it to season 2. Christina would be thwarted. There would be a new threat, whatever. But oh my goodness, to kill off the main character, the main guy. Oh my God, you guys. Like, I cannot believe this, y'all. Like, oh man, I couldn't believe it. Just the fact that Atticus was killed off was, right, for writing's sakes, an explosion. Like, I did not see that coming. That was a huge defy of expectations. This is Game of Thrones level, y'all. We just lost our Ned. We just lost Ned Stark here. This was crazy. And on a writing level, talk about leading us down the rabbit hole one way and then giving us a different outcome. And you know, it felt weird to me when Ruby was going on the road trip with them, and you know, she was like, hey Letty, I got the blood. I knew for a fact that she was not Ruby, or at least I didn't know she was not Ruby, but I was like, something's going on here. That seemed a little too easy, especially because there was such a gripping emotional moment between Ruby and Letty earlier in the episode. I knew something was up. I didn't know Christina was Ruby. That caught me off guard, but I knew something was going on. The acting in this episode is just like the rest of the episodes, incredible. But there are some great moments in this episode that I really like to highlight, and one of them is Ruby and Letty in the graveyard by their mother's grave talking, and Ruby is telling Letty, you only want to be my family when you need something. And it's just such an emotional piece that was so well acted by Jurnee Smollett and the other actress. I don't know her name, unfortunately, but incredible acting from both of those actresses. There's also a moment in the church where Letty and Tick are, I believe, getting baptized, it looked like, and Tick puts his hand on Letty's womb, and oh, it's just such a beautiful moment. But this episode, y'all, it completely blew me out of the water. I have been sick this past week with upper respiratory infection, and I haven't recorded a video in a little while, and this is my first one in a minute. I should be in bed resting, but I had to share my thoughts about this episode. Just so many crazy things. And the end, I mean, the tail end with Dee going to choke out Christina, getting the last laugh. She has this awesome robotic arm at this point. You know, unfortunately, the spell to cure Dee didn't end up working all the way. Now, it worked, but unfortunately, her arm didn't quite make it over, and she gets this cool robotic arm, and she's in control of the beast that saved Tick. Where can they go from here, though? That's my question. Is, are we going to make this, are we going to shift the main character to be Letty and Tick's son? Are we going to make it Dee? My question is, where are we going from here? Because that was a mind-blowing experience. Like, oh my goodness. I almost want to write Misha Green right now and be like, girl, I did not see that coming. You got me. Because that was such a crazy ending. I love the acting in this show. Really like the music. There's a couple of modern songs throughout the series that kind of throw the emotion off a little bit, but the songs are so well placed when they're songs from like the 50s or old school songs. I really like those songs, and I really like the actual arrangements. And it was just so drastic and crazy in this episode. I loved it, and I just loved every single detail of this episode. I mean, even bringing Titus Braithwaite back, I thought that was ballsy, and that he liked to use the N-word a lot, and I really liked that part of the episode, and just the episode as a whole. I love that first half of Tick and Letty kind of mind traveling to meet with Hannah, Tick's mom. I just loved the moments, and of course the cinematography, very well shot. The scenes in Tick's mind and Letty's mind with the red overlay that just looks so cool on top of the cinematography. It was just really, really well done. I really liked how this episode, of course, was shot. The CG doesn't look cheesy either. Kind of like episode 8, there were a couple things where I was like, but the CG in this episode is great. It's just all around, up and down, really great show. I just really liked what I saw because, of course, it defied our expectations, and it defies the expectations of sci-fi and fantasy and horror as we usually know it. You know, the main character generally makes it out, and this time that was not the case. The main character was the beacon to make things actually work out in the end, and ended up sacrificing himself. And hey, white people can't use magic no more, so that's going to be an interesting twist if they go with the season 2. I just don't see where they can go with this. That's my question to you all is, where do you think they could go with the season 2? Do you think we're going to possibly get Tick back? I mean, there's other universes, there's time travel. There is a great moment in this episode where Hippolyta is talking to Dee, and she says time is of our mind, or something to that matter. And it just made me think, okay, is Tick going to come back from the past to the future and live that way? Is he going to come from another universe? What's going to happen? Or is it going to shift into being Letty and his son focused, or Dee focused? I'm wondering where the next season is going to take us, if there is one. But you all let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What did you think of this finale? You know, I didn't want to lose my boy Tick, but wow, that defied my expectations beyond measure or comprehension. So y'all let me know down in the comments what you thought. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you like content on the latest in movies, TV shows with a sprinkle of anime and gaming, and we will see you guys next time on Geekly Goods.